And now, with an update on the sewage and garbage workers' strike, which is ravaging Capital City, we go to special correspondent Chuck Arblock for a thoughtful and in-depth analysis.
Folks, it stinks! I mean, it's really super smelly here and totally disgusting. Yes, sir. I mean, there's garbage piling up everywhere, and now the sewers are starting to back up with all kinds of icky, filthy, lumpy stuff. Oh, smell that. Well, you can't, but smell that. I'm not too proud to tell you, I'm about to hurl a chuckaroni casserole. And as far as the other citizens of Capital City, from what I've been able to ascertain, getting really cranky.
It's impossible. A 1,000-word essay on the bubonic plague? I'd rather have the bubonic plague.
And do you think it was my idea to take a cooking class?
No, I'd much rather have a cooking class than a medieval sciences class.
That's where you're wrong. Medieval sciences is fascinating. I mean, the study of a time and place when the world was on the knife edge of perpetual danger and rebirth. Cooking, death.
Death is right. Do you really have to do this here?
My guardian says the smell of my cooking makes him gag.
He's an ichthyologist. He cuts up dead fish for a living.
Well, I'm not exactly in my element here either. Oh, but I do appreciate a good challenge.
That's because you get to work with an actual engine. It's something practical. They've got me taking philosophy. Aristotle? Does this make sense to anybody? Well, it doesn't matter really, because according to this book, there's no point to anything.
Vanka! Anything that you can do to help.
Okay. Rats.
What's wrong?
No, I mean, if you're gonna learn about how the bubonic plague started, you're gonna need to know about rats. Listen, if it's gonna get me out of this apron, I'm willing to help anybody.
Hey, how are you saying that? Bubonic?
Look out there. What do you see?
A really smelly Capital City harbor.
What you see is the year 1350, almost 700 years ago. Ships arrive in the harbor from having traveled all over the world. Ships crawling with diseased rats. The rats crawling with fleas.
And the rats come ashore.
And the fleas abandon the rats to bite some nice, tasty people for a change, and bingo.
That's how they spread sickness and disease? Sweet.
Ships not too different from... What was that sound?
Let's check it out. ESS refuse. Must be an old garbage boat or something.
Looks like something from that sewage tunnel just ate it up and spit it back out.
Wow. Crazy.
Whoa! What was that?
That, I think, was a rat. A very large, nasty-looking rat.
It's monster time.
When there's cutting-edge reporting to be done, when it's real understanding of the issues you're after, it's Chuck Arblock.
Sorry for the unorthodox locale, folks, but the sewage and garbage stinkeroo is really starting to get to the Chuckster. And he thinks the best place to be is inside. And even worse than the sewage and garbage workers' strike are reports that there's something very strange going on down at the dockyards. Boats have gone missing. Very weird sounds have been heard. I mean, if this is another monster in Capital City, I say we need this like a hole in the head.
There, see that? Claws.
That's a tail.
And those are whiskers.
I'm telling you, what we saw out there was a great, big, giant rat.
Big is clearly the operative term here. Using that valve on the tunnel wall as a scale, I'd calculate that this creature's at least 10 meters in length.
I don't know much about rodents, but that sounds excessive.
I guess with the strike, there's an awful lot of garbage to eat.
But if we're looking at a rat that big, we might have a serious health risk on our hands. We've got to find out more about this thing. Let's move.
I'm reading carbon dioxide.
I'm reading some really strange, icky airborne stuff. Viral and bacterial.
Interesting. I'm getting high levels of sulfur.
Which means?
I'm gonna take an educated guess and say rat flatulence.
If his teeth and claws don't get us, his other end will.
Listen, guys, we're only here to see what we're up against, not to engage, all right? I think it's sleeping.
That's the grossest thing I've ever seen.
And if I'm not mistaken,
It's even bigger than before.
much bigger.
So if it keeps growing,
And continues to grow, then we've got a big problem.
this might not be the best time to ask, but did anyone think to bring a big piece of cheese?
No, this way!
That was close.
Yeah.
Vanka.
Whoa! Vanka! We'll try to distract him.
Distract him. Okay, with what?
Well, we could improvise some weapons, and if we can at least irritate him.
Irritate? Distract? That's for wimps. I'm gonna fight him.
No, Vanka, that's crazy.
Crazy like a fox. Watch this. Roku, shaku, boo! Okay. Ancient Asian warrior chant. Okinawan Sahai. Okay. Grab his tail or something.
Get out of there! Run! Vanka, come on, guys, run!
We've been doing this a long time now.
Why?
Do we?
Keep showing up.
Unarmed!
How are we gonna get rid of this thing?
Well, we need some specialized weapons.
And rat-proof body armor, whatever that may be.
According to my research, professional exterminators use 3 different ways to get rid of rats. There's the rat trap. But in our case, we need to use a really big rat trap, and that's gonna mean that this arm here has to be enormous. The torque of just pulling it back would be intense, and that's not really a good thing. Now, if we do manage to catch the rat, what happens if we just say, catch it by its tail?
Then we're only making it mad.
Exactly. So we do have a second option. We can use a gigantic glue ball. The rat would step onto it, and he'd get stuck.
What then?
We have a very angry, very sticky rat.
So I'm thinking that the third option is the best one. We poison it. We just give it the right amount of dosage and kerplunk.
Okay, Tab, any ideas on how to get the poison into the rat?
See, that's the tricky part, because we need to get the poison right into its digestive tract. If it were any normal rat, we could just feed it a poison treat.
But with our behemoth...
We have to inject a lethal amount down its throat.
Yeah, but Tab, how are we gonna do that? Ask it nicely to open up its mouth and say, ah.
It's just a modified potato gun. We insert the poison pellets in here, pump until the PSI hits 80, and then we fire away. It's really pretty basic. But I had to increase the pressure so that we could shoot the pellets. I had to then reinforce the gun so the pressure wouldn't cause the gun to explode.
Okay, so I'm guessing that now they weigh.
They weigh a lot.
So we can't just stroll into the culvert with these things.
Even if we could carry, which we can't, the tunnels have too many twists and turns and dead ends.
Right, we're gonna need to have a vehicle.
Yes.
I'm thinking a tank. It would provide both mobility and protection.
No, it's a good idea, but we're gonna need to find something that's narrow enough to fit through the tunnels.
Yeah, a tank would be cool, but Guys, where are we gonna find this special extra narrow tank?
You know, I might just have an idea. Tabby, I need to borrow your car. Well, what do you think?
You turned that old junker and Agatha gave Tabby into a tank?
Antonio, I love it. It's got a new paint job, new seat covers. The radio rocks.
Well, I figured while I was at it, I might as well go quadraphonic.
Guess all we gotta do now is figure out what kind of poison to feed Mr. Rat.
I've got that covered. My cooking class said I had to bake something, but didn't specify what. I calculated a minimum 6 of these belly-busting cookies are needed to take that vermin down. Poison.
Well, and I guess we're the new Rat Patrol. Let's get our gear, guys. It's monster time.
Did you guys hear that? I don't hear anything. Guys, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
I think we lost him.
Whoa, stop. Mucus, this is wonderful.
Could you ever imagine being interested in a boy who gets excited about mucus?
You do recognize the possibilities of this, don't you? If this is from the rat, we can analyze its DNA.
Well?
Very peculiar. This analysis would seem to suggest that this mucus has the same DNA as a creature we've encountered before, the giant butterfly. And the junkyard monster.
Are you saying those other creatures are down here too?
No, I don't think so. What I think I'm trying to say, and follow me on this, is... Okay, the city is filthy right now, correct? Somehow, that filth has stirred up the remnants of DNA of creatures we've destroyed in the past. And that DNA is somehow mutating, transforming itself into a new creature, which may continue to transform itself in the future.
A giant transforming rat? Great. Just what we need.
He's facing us.
Vanka, what's wrong?
Our weapons are jammed.
Well, guess we gotta go back to old reliable. You know, you have gotta be the ugliest thing.
Uh-oh. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back! Guys, he's transforming. He's eating my blaster and he's transforming. Holy cow! Antonio, what is that?
I have no idea.
I way preferred my puppet show.
Now this is one cool monster. Part rat, part Almost like a monster blaster. Okay, it is part monster blaster, part rat.
That is the most unbelievably nasty creature we've ever run into.
And from this perspective, his destructive powers, undoubtedly coming from the monster blaster he just absorbed, are highly impressive. But guys, let's not forget, we still have monster blasters of our own.
He's right.
Okay, we have 3, he only has 1. Why do I feel outnumbered?
He must be supercharging the laser somehow.
Just keep shooting.
Cow, this guy is nasty.
Luke, we might want to consider leaving this one alone.
But what caused the fireball?
Cease fire! Cease fire!
What, Tabby? I'm curious. Why?
Well, we've never shot lasers at a laser before. The combined energy must have been too much.
She's right. We might inadvertently ignite every single oxygen molecule in the entire universe.
Whoa, I do not want to be known as the one who did that.
Okay, Vonka, keep him occupied with the explosive supercharges. We'll figure this out.
Wait, this is wrong.
What do you mean?
I mean, I think I figured it out.
What, how to destroy this thing?
No, it's my philosophy course. It's all making sense to me now. Aristotle, he always talked about sure logic. It's so simple, it's all about the syllogism.
Tabby, I don't know much about syllogismus, but I really hope it's something we can fire at this thing.
No, it's about deductive reasoning.
Not much time for reasoning.
No, stop. Think. What's our problem here?
That we're about to be barbecued by a giant mutated rat.
And why is that?
Because our principal weapons, the poison guns, got clogged.
The reason weapons get clogged is...
By shooting baked goods out of them?
Oh, I know. When I baked the poison pellets, I didn't add the oil. The pellets are too dry.
And without oil to act as a lubricant,
The gun's jammed.
So we need oil.
But where are we gonna find cooking oil in the middle of a sewer?
we don't need cooking oil. A good mechanic always carries an emergency backup.
It's eaten a lot of those poison pellets and nothing's happening. Are you sure you're putting all the ingredients?
I'm sure of it. It might just be that he's a really big guy and the poison takes time to work.
Unfortunately.
Let's go!
He's almost eaten enough poison. If we could get one more poison pellet down its throat, I could take that thing down.
No time! Blanca!
I got this one!
She's got the last poison pellet in her hand.
Hey, pal! You looking for me?
Go! Go! Get out! What, he didn't cough up the monster blaster? I can't believe he didn't cough up the monster blaster!
Luke, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I don't think he's going to. Like we said, I think the monster blaster actually became a part of the rat.
But dude, that's my monster blaster. Now I'm mad.
You want mad? Someone's got to figure out how to get my car out of that tunnel.
And now, for our final feature insight into the sewage and garbage workers' situation, here's senior reporter Chuck Arblock.
I don't need to tell you how happy the Chuckmeister is that he can smell the petunias again, folks. Yes, now that the garbage and sewer strike is finally over. And more importantly, what came about as a result of that is also gone. And word is, we've got the monster warriors to thank for that. It seems they got rid of a giant rat that shot laser beams. That's not your average pest control job. But then again, they're not your average kids. Would have liked to have seen the exercise wheel, though. I'll bet it was humongous.
So, you don't think that rat was one of von Steinhauer's old creations, do you? I mean, what you said about the DNA.
It's just a theory, but it's possible our giant rodent friend mutated from one of the monsters we destroyed earlier.
We've destroyed a lot of monsters.
Well, maybe we didn't get rid of them effectively enough.
What do you mean?
As a result of our previous battles, it's possible there's DNA time bombs ticking away all throughout Capital City.
And in another story, Superintendent McClellan has agreed to end the diversification program that he helped shepherd into Capital City schools. Said Mayor Mel, you can only learn so much, and I'm living proof.
Wait a minute. So we don't have to do our diversification courses anymore? No Aristotle or Plato or Kierkegaard?
No more medieval sciences.
Actually, I was gonna continue on in my auto mechanics repair class.
You know, I gotta admit, it's good to learn your history. Because if you don't learn it now, you're bound to repeat it.
I think I'm gonna stay with my class.
Me too. Hey!
Sorry I'm late. I know this might sound crazy, but I think I finally cracked this whole cooking thing.
Cookies?
They're actually good. I didn't forget the oil this time.
I'm just not that hungry, though.
Okay, I know my last recipe knocked down a giant mutated rat flat on its rear, but these are different. I swear, try them.
I'm allergic to red dye.
No, you're not. You have fruit punch. Eat it.